Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle, and it's just going to be yours truly today for this short little show. I got 7 lines in the MLB. We have 8 games, but I don't have a pitcher for the Guardians I don't have a pitcher for the White Sox at the moment, so we don't have a line for that game. So we got 6 games in the MLB and Monday Night Football, and that is it. So probably going to be a relatively short show, especially after yesterday was 2 hours and 43 minutes long, which that was a lot of fun. I like those long shows. So today will be a shorter show, but hopefully it's a better one because yesterday sucked. Let's get into it. Baseball has been not fun the last 2 days. As I've had back-to-back days of at least minus 4.5 units in baseball. It went 3-7. The Orioles run line to start the day. The cash cow play did not come through. They get shut out against Zach Littell. The Nationals money line was a loser. When in doubt, Atlanta Brave unders, under 7.5 Toronto and Atlanta. That went to extra innings. That was a little bit more of a sweat than I thought. That was a cold, dead nuts under. It was 2-1 heading into the 9th. They tied up and ended up finishing 4-3. So that was a little bit too much of a sweat there. The Phillies get absolutely blown out. My first 5 full game unders in St. Louis, Seattle were dead by the 3rd inning. New York, Chicago, that got me a little bit nervous to start the game. I think it was 2-1 in the second, and the game finished 2-1. So the under 8.5 was a winner there. LA, Texas, first 5 under was dead in the second. Cleveland Guardians get shut out. The Diamondbacks take care of business to end the night. Plus 115 winner there. 3-7, down 4.55 units. NFL was also negative yesterday. 4-5, only 9 plays, but yeah, 4-5. Pittsburgh, Atlanta, under 42.5 winner. I'm glad I stayed off Atlanta. And that line movement was just because Justin Fields was playing. So glad I didn't read too much into that there. The Panthers was embarrassingly bad. That was a team I really liked this year to take a step up. And I'm regretting already the futures I have on them. So that's fun there. Patriots plus the points. They went outright. What chaos that ensues. As I believe more than half the field, or at least a third of the field of the Survivor contests are dead, thanks to the Cincinnati Bengals. I didn't play any Survivors this year. I would not have done the Bengals, though. I would have taken the Seahawks. I think I said that yesterday on the show. The Tennessee Titans plus 4. Teams of, I think I saw a stat. Teams of 4 or more dogs up 17 points in the game at any given point were 66-1-1 the last 68 games. And I lost that one. It was frustrating. It was really frustrating there. Because I could have easily finished 3-1 in the Cappers contest with the Jets pending tonight. The Colts backdoor covered the plus 3. I shouldn't have added the money line. Actually, I had the money line first and I added the plus 3. So I guess that benefited me then. Split out on that game. They backdoor cover there. Backdoor gets us, though, with the Seahawks minus 6.5. They win by 6. The Browns was embarrassingly bad, and the Lions was never in doubt, minus 4.5 winner there to end the night. Desperately needed that to go my way. I even live bet the Lions money line down 20-17. So the Lions are going to be a good team this year. They started off slow. They scuffled out of the gate there, but this is going to be a team that is going to win 12-plus football games this year. They're going to be just fine. Good teams find ways to win. So there's that. as a fan, the Giants, I'm waiting for to find out who they're going to pick with the number 1 overall pick because they look like the worst team in football. So we'll see about that. That does not move the needle for me at all with the Vikings, what they did yesterday. We're not going to congratulate the Rockies for beating the Marlins. That's just not we don't care. So overall, shit day yesterday. But we'll head to the comments and then we'll get it in today. Sup, Rose? What's good, Robert? Happy Paul skiing today. Yep, I've already moved on the Pirates run line. Tariq Hill touchdown. There you go. Good morning. I only had the Orioles in MLB. They deserve the middle finger. Had a good day in the MLB. The Texans spread hurt. I was on the opposite side. The Colts were one of the only things that went right for me in that game. So it is what it is. Watson, Jones, and Young nuke my parlay. Yeah. Dak Prescott, $60 million a year. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see how that continues on. They look good yesterday. So I don't know how to approach the Cowboys right now. Solid up 4 units from yesterday on parlay props. Hell yeah. Cowboys champs, sure. Yeah. And after that, the Maple Leafs are going to win the Stanley Cup. Yep. Joe Donkey can go to hell. Bengals overrated. I will say, though, and wow, that is a 6 now. That's an overreaction line. Because that was, I think, a 4.5 opening, or I think that was a 3.5, 4. And now we're getting Cincy at +6 against KC. Best believe I'm going to be on the Bengals next week. Best believe I'm on the Bengals next week. Lions -5 to close all the parlays. There you go. And I want to see the Bengals at a 5.5. I want to see the Bengals at a 5.5 for me to give that true confidence to go ahead and back the Bengals against Kansas City, because that is going to be a play for me. That's probably going to be a contest play for me. As low as I am on Cincinnati, they're going to beat the Chiefs next week because they just lost to what is perceived as the worst team in football, the Patriots. Now they're going to turn around and they're going to beat last year's Super Bowl champions, back-to-back Super Bowl champions. So the Bengals are a team to look out for next week. That is going to ruin some parlays for people and stuff like that. We'll get into the NFL. We have 1 game in the NFL. Then we have 6 games in the MLB. So a very light card for today. Let's get into it, though. Monday Night Football. This game opened up with the San Francisco 49ers at a 5-point favorite. It is now down to a 4. There are 3.5s out there. This line opened up at a 46 on May 14th. Immediately went down to 45 on that day as well. On September 2nd, it was a 43.5, and that is where we find ourselves today, 43.5. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game. Okay, it's balanced out a little bit here. We do have a move. We do have that full point move towards the Jets in this game. 62% of the tickets and 60% of the cash on the Jets. I'm glad that it's not as public as it was last night. I moved on the Jets about a week ago at 4.5. I like the New York Jets in this game. I like the New York Jets this season in general. I have them to win the division. I have them to win the Super Bowl. Lions-Jets is my Super Bowl matchup this year. So that's how high I am on this New York Jets team. Why am I high on this New York Jets team? Let's take a look at what this team was. Because last year, this team went 7-10. Last year, let me get up. Can I find the stats behind last year? Yes, I can. When we look at this team, defensively, they were, I believe, the best team in football. They allowed 20.9 points per game, and they allowed the 3rd least yards per game. That's what it was. Cleveland and Kansas City, the only teams above them, and actually Carolina defensively did not give up many yards last year. Where they struggled was offensively. They brought in Aaron Rodgers to fix the offense, and they get nothing from him because he tears his ACL or whatever on the first play or on the first drive of the season. They averaged 15.8 points per game. The only teams that averaged lower were the New York Giants, the Carolina Panthers, and the New England Patriots. The Jets won 7 football games despite of that last year. They finished 7-10 with 7 wins with Zach Wilson and Trevor Siemian as your quarterbacks last year. And we had the San Francisco 49ers coming in off of a Super Bowl appearance. They lose to the Chiefs in said Super Bowl, 25-22 in overtime. And when you look at this matchup here, I'm trying to find the number as well because I took the Jets at plus 4.5. I think they win this game outright. But I'm trying to find the stat I have here. Yes, the key is Super Bowl winners fare well week 1 the following season. Losers, on the other hand, the last 24 Super Bowl losers week 1 the following season, 5-19 ATS. It's a team that the team struggle in their first game after losing the Super Bowl. And I expect the 49ers to do that here today. I know a lot of people love this Niners team. They are, I believe, the favorite to win the Super Bowl, or the second favorite to win the Super Bowl. They're the favorite to win the NFC. I think the Lions should be the favorite to win the NFC. But this is perceived as one of the best teams in football, which they are. I'm not saying they're not going to be. But I think the Jets cover and win this football game tonight. And I think the line moving from 5 to 4, and we saw 3.5s, is very telling. I like the New York Jets in this game. I have them at plus 4.5 at minus 115. Tony Adams over 3.5 solo tackles. Good luck. I don't really mess with defensive props. I don't mess with props in general. Jets plus 4. Yeah, I would take anything above a field goal. Nick Bosa to record a sack. Jets plus 175 half unit. Good luck. I like it. Aaron Rodgers, less than half an interception. I can see that. Garrett Wilson over 22.5 longest reception. Yes. And for me, with the Jets this year, I'm asking Aaron Rodgers to be average. If he is a average quarterback, they win 11 games with that defense. I think the Jets defense, we're going to go back at the end of the season and say they're the best defense in football. Jets first half spread, 49ers full game money line. Breece Hall under 79.5 rushing yards. They do have a good. I am looking at the under a little bit in this game. I forgot to mention the total. I lean under. I can only look under. These are going to be 2 elite defenses. And I could see some rust with Aaron Rodgers. So maybe a first half under, a first quarter under. So I could definitely see that as well. Breece Hall under 79.5. And then Mike Williams over 3.5 receptions. Fred Warner over 8.5 tackles and assists. And you're on the Jets. I like it. I need to wait and see the status of McCaffrey. If he's in, I'm jumping plus money with the Jets. I do like the over either way. That's an interesting look. I mean, I like the under. The sharper money is on the under. I don't know if I said the cash flow on the under. 27% of tickets and 70% of the cash is on this under. The line moving slightly towards it. So this would be under or nothing, and maybe it's a 49er team total under. If my cap for this game is the Jets are going to win because of their defense, they've got to limit the 49ers to 17 points. A 20-17 type of game, and I'm seeing like 23.5 to the team total. I would lean that way. There's no way the 49ers lose this game. Not a chance the 49ers lose this game. No way. They're free money. Easy lock. Jets plus 5.5 at minus 125. Like it. The 49ers first round pick got shot. I heard about that. That's crazy. But we'll move on from the gridiron to the diamond. And we will move to Pittsburgh and Miami. We have the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're minus 250 favorites in this game. Line opened up at a 245. It's now 250. Line opened up at a 7.5 minus 120. It's now 7.5 and minus 115. Paul Skeens on the mound here for these Pittsburgh Pirates, where we have 89% of tickets and 82% of the cash on the Pirates in this game. 93 on the over here as well. We have Valente Belazzo, 3.58 ERA, 1.44 whip, 4.96 strikeouts per nine, which is 13%, 3.86 walks per nine, and 252 BABIP, a 6.25 FIP, and a 6.38 SIERA. On the flip side, Paul Skeens, 2.57 ERA, a 1.11 whip, 11.25 strikeouts per nine, which is 31%, 3.54 walks per nine, a 281 BABIP, a 2.9 FIP, and a 3.42 SIERA. The bullpen edge does go towards Miami. Hitting edge towards Miami as well, 107 WRC plus, which is 11th, compared to 90, which is 25th. I moved on the Pirates run line at minus 115. It should come as no surprise. We're going to continue to fade the Marlins. And I think this line is very telling. This Pirates team that has really struggled as of late, it's a minus 250. Usually I'd be like, there's no way that this team should be a minus 250. But when it's the Marlins, I understand why a team is that high, because this Marlins team is one of the worst in the National League. And I have Belozo projected for some massive negative regression. You throw a 3.58 ERA, but a 6.38 SIERA tells me that you are going to get bombed. So I like the Pirates here on the run line. I got it at minus 115. Pirates run line minus 115. McCaffrey is expected to play tonight. Very likely news this morning. Fair. Pirates minus 1.5, and that's all my plays for today. All my plays today. There you go. Pittsburgh Pirates. Wow, the Pirates run line is first 5 run lines minus 172. No, thank you. Maybe a double result. First 5 full game. Pirates double result. What the hell was that yesterday? You can't win them all. They had a 9-game winning streak heading into that. I had 2 plays heading into this card already bet. This is the other game that I've already bet. We have the Atlanta Braves and the Cincinnati Reds. This line opened up Braves minus 152. It's now Braves minus 155. Line opened up with the over at minus 115. It's now over at minus 111. Let's take a look at the cash flow. 89% of tickets, 89% of the cash on the over. Line's moving towards the under. And 84% of tickets, 89% of cash on the Braves, and lines moving slightly towards them. Charlie Morton taking on Nick Martinez. Martinez, a 4.31 ERA, a 1.28 whip, 7.18 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 2.01 walks per nine, a 290 BABIP, a 4.85 FIP, and a 4.29 SIERA. On the flip side, Charlie Morton, 5.34 ERA, a 1.58 whip, 11.57 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%, 3.86 walks per nine, a 373 BABIP, a 5.2 FIP, and a 3.64 SIERA. Bullpen edge towards the Braves, hitting edge slightly towards the Braves, 100 WRC plus, which is 16th, compared to 95, which is 23rd. And when you look at the Atlanta Braves this season, there's one thing that I've been riding for a little bit with them here the last few days, and I'm going to continue doing so. This Braves pitching staff is arguably one of the best in baseball. Their starting pitching rotation, I don't think, has surrendered more than 3 earned runs in 27 consecutive starts or something along those lines. This is a Braves team that has gone 7-3 to the under the last 10 games. And this is also a Braves team that has played 53, 85, and 5 over under this year. So 85 unders, 53 overs. This is a under baseball team with the Atlanta Braves. And that's exactly where I am for this one here. I look for Charlie Morton to have a decent start, and I like my boy Nick Martinez is on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds. I think he can have a good start as well. The markets are pointing that way as well, with all the money on the over, the line dropping towards the under. We're going to continue to ride Atlanta Brave unders here. Under 8.5. I got it at minus 115 last night. I look for the unders to continue here with the Braves. I thought Corbin first 3 innings was lock yesterday. Yeah. Stop fading the fish. Fuck no. No. There's a reason why my record's been so good this year, and they are a major reason why. No. Not going to stop fading them. Not happening. Marlins just score 10 runs. They will regress 100%. Braves run line. Braves first 5 run line. Over 9.5. It is an 8.5. So there you go. We'll continue to move on. Kansas City Royals and New York Yankees. The Yankees minus 170 favorites in this game. Total of 8.5. Brady Singer and Carlos Rodon, your pitching matchup here. Line opened up in an 8.5 at even money. It's down 8.5 minus 105 to the over. So a 5-cent line movement towards the over. Line opened up at a minus 175 for the Yankees. It's down to a 170, a 5-cent line movement here towards these Royals. We have 89% of tickets, 81% of the cash is on the Yankees in this game. The line's moving slightly towards the Royals, 82 and 80 on the over in this one here. Brady Singer and Carlos Rodon. Singer, a 4.88 ERA, a 1.45 whip, 9.43 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%, 1.95 walks per nine, a 3.83 BABIP, a 3.37 FIP, and a 3.55 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Carlos Rodon with a 3.38 ERA, a 1.28 whip, 11.81 strikeouts per nine, which is 31%, 3.71 walks per nine, a 3.28 BABIP, a 2.89 FIP, and a 3.54 SIERA. The bullpen edge is going towards the Yankees, as well as the hitting edge, 116 WRC plus, which is 8th against righties, compared to the Royals, 105 WRC plus, which is 8th against lefties. Let's take a look here, as I believe. I forgot to add a game in here, so we're gonna throw them in. We're going to throw this game in real quick as well. Minus 120. There we go. I am not moving on this game. This is probably Royals or pass for me line-wise. I think this is maybe a little too expensive for the Yankees. The line's moved against them with all the money on them. I think it'd be Royals first 5 if I'm looking to make a move on this game, but not one that I am personally getting involved with. It is a pass in this game, but it's a lean towards the Royals in the first 5 innings if I'm getting involved in this game at all. So no play here for me. Lean towards the Royals first 5. Let's see. I'm on the under as well. There you go. I wanted to bet the Vikings yesterday, but let the talking heads talk me off. I am going to be interested in fading the Vikings next week. Very, very interested in fading the Vikings next week. Yankee run line, Arizona State money line. Oh, we're already talking some college football for this upcoming week. I haven't even looked at it. They're playing Texas State. That's a fun matchup. I like this Bobcats team, Texas State. Well, I'll do a free pick video for that one, or one of us definitely will. That's an interesting game. I still need to cap the card, though, so I don't know. Are the Royals a live dog? I absolutely think so. Yankees had a day off. Yes, they did. Wait, they did? The Yankees played yesterday, didn't they? Am I just going crazy? The Yankees played yesterday. Yeah, they lost 2-1 to the Cubbies. All 3 games of that series went way under. I said Gamecocks yesterday when Timmy was here. There you go. Sneaky Royal spot. 2 teams to fade. The Giants and Panthers. I don't think there'll be value in fading them next week, at the very least. Unless you want to lay a touchdown on the road with a Chargers team that I do not trust, or if you want to lay, what would it be, 3 points on a Commanders team? I mean I don't want to lay those type of numbers with the teams they're playing against. I don't know if I'll be on them, but I definitely won't be against them. I think at this point. Main angle, New York Giants suck. Barkley gone. I think running backs are overrated, but that's beyond the point. My bad. You're all good. I already looked at football. Baseball is just boring for me. The other sports I really bet on and enjoy are football and hockey. Can't wait for the NHL. Yes, we're getting closer and closer. Are we a month away already? Are we a month away from NHL? We're less than a month away from the NHL, October 4th. Buffalo Sabres, New Jersey Devils. So, love it. We are less than a month away till we drop the puck. So, that's awesome. Awesome. All right, we'll move on here. New York Mets, Toronto Blue Jays. I had Bassett for the Blue Jays, and now it's undecided. Interesting. This line opened up at a -112 for the Mets. It's now -118. Line opened up at an 8.5. It was juiced -125 to the over. It's now a 9. Blackburn making his return from the injury. 65% of tickets and 82% of cash on the Mets. Lines move towards them. 92 and 93 on the over here as well. I had Bassett. I don't know. I don't know if he's still pitching because I'm seeing it as undecided on a few spots. But I had Bassett last night. Paul Blackburn's making his return off the IL, where we last saw him on August 23rd. He gave up 5 earned runs on 10 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout, and 2 1/3 against the Padres. Previous to that, though, he had that 1 blow-up start against Oakland. But other than that, 1 earned run against the Marlins, 1 earned run against the Rockies, 1 earned run against the Angels. Previous to that, not a game I'm getting involved with personally. I want to know who's pitching for the Blue Jays. If it's Bassett, then I don't know. And looking at, I would probably look towards an over. I don't know what to expect too much from these two pitchers. The bullpen edge goes towards the Mets. The hitting edge, the Blue Jays are hitting really well as of late. 135 WRC plus, which is number 1 in baseball versus righties the last 30 days, compared to the Mets 108, which is 10th. I lean Mets. I lean over. That's the only way I'll be looking at this game, but I'm not betting either. So just leans at this point. Blue Jays money line, Blackburn on the mound. Who's on the mound for the Blue Jays? If it's Bassett, yeah. Mets money line, good price on the Mets. Yeah, that worries me a little bit though. Versus a team they should be better than. They are better than the Blue Jays. That's not really a question. But once again, not a game I'm getting involved with. We'll move on. 3 games remaining on the card. We have the Boston Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles. We have the Red Sox -120 favorites in this game with a total of 9.5. Line opened up at a 115. It is now a -120 for the Red Sox. Line opened up at a 9.5 -120. It's now a 9.5 at -105. A 15-cent line movement towards the under here as well. We get Cade Povich versus Brian Bayo in this matchup here. 84% of tickets and 81% of cash on the over. Line moving towards the under. And 29% of tickets, 65% of cash on the Orioles, yet the line's moving towards the Red Sox. Brian Bayo, Cade Povich. Povich, a 4.91 ERA, 1.45 whip. 9 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%. A 1.23 walks per 9, a 3.91 BABIP, a 2.91 FIP, and a 3.72 SIERA. On the flip side, Brian Bayo, 3.6 ERA, 1.20 whip, 8.23 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%. 3.86 walks per 9, a 2.66 BABIP, a 3.56 FIP, and a 4.21 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Baltimore Orioles. Everybody's bullpen is better than Boston at the moment. Hitting edge goes towards Baltimore as well. 100 WRC plus, which is 15th, compared to 55, which is 29th. The Red Sox are not hitting lefties at all. And that leads me to believe Cade Povich can have a bounce-back start in this game. And the markets are telling me Bayo pitches well here too. Because the line's moving towards Boston, even though we have 65% of the cash on the Orioles, which tells me the Red Sox are probably the side in this game. But I'm looking more at the total in this one, and I'm going to go to an under here in this game. However, with this Boston bullpen, I am not trusting it for a full 9 innings. I'm going to trust Brian Bayo. I'm going to trust Cade Povich. I hope I can. But I'm going to go ahead and grab the first 5 under here in this game. I'm getting -115 over on Bet365. First 5 under 5 in this game. First 5 under 5 -115 with the Red Sox and the Orioles in the spot here. First 5 under 5. I'm going to go ahead and bet that real quick so I can get that line, because I remember last show it was just me. I waited till the end of the show and I got a couple worse lines, so we're going to go ahead and lock that in now. First 5 under 5 -115 Orioles and Red Sox. Yeah, pass no. Pitcher info. B. Moore should bully the Red Sox this series. Yeah. Wow, the Red Sox are favorites. First 5 over. Povich is not good. I think he shuts down a Red Sox team that can't hit lefties. that's more of my cap than it is that he's not good. I think he has a good matchup to get right. And the over 9, everybody loves this over. That's fair. Not touching the Orioles game. Everybody loves the over, but yet this line's dropped towards the under. So I'm on that first 5 under 5. I like that spot a lot. We had 2 games left. Minnesota Twins, LA Angels. Minus 175 for the Twins, total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one, where we have David Festa versus Reed Detmers. Line opened up at a 184. It's down to a 170 or 185. It's now 174. So we have a 11-cent line movement towards the Angels in this game. Line opened up at an 8.5 minus 110. It's now an 8 at minus 105. So move towards the under here as well. 87% of the tickets, 88% of the cash is on the over with the line dropping. 16% of the tickets and 84% of the cash on the Angels. The line's moving towards them, suggesting the Angels are a very live dog in this game. Reed Detmers. He was in the minor leagues for a while. They finally called him back up. He made his first appearance since June the 1st, and he pitched well against the Dodgers, all things considered. He struck out 10 among 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 2 walks. Looked good in that start. On the other side, David Festa is someone I kind of like as well. He has pitched a few times the last 30 days. So we have plenty of sample size there. 3.91 ERA, 1.13 whip, 10.96 strikeouts per 9, which is 29%. 2.74 walks per 9, a 293 BABIP, about 2.8 FIP, and a 3.33 SIERA. The bullpen edge does go towards Minnesota. The bullpens are the Angels bullpen is really poor. The last 30 days, they kind of struggled. 102 WRC plus, which is 12th for the Twins, has the hitting advantage over the Angels, who are dead last. So the markets and my numbers suggest that Reed Detmers can pitch well against this Twins lineup, and if that's the case, then I am interested in this under. The fact that it's dropped down to an 8, I think, is very telling. The Angels are not hitting, and I think neither are the Twins at the moment either. In that for this matchup, the Twins offensively, as of late, have actually been a really nice under team. Under in 3 straight. They've scored 2 runs in the last 3 games in Kansas City. And they're finally home after a 7-game road trip where they managed to score at least 5 or more runs once. They scored 4 twice against the Rays, and that was it. 5 on the first game of the road trip, then 1-4-4-0-2-0. This is a Twins team that's not hitting right now. It's an Angels team that's not hitting right now. And I want to take a look real quick at the bullpen usage. The Angels bullpen kind of scares me for the full game under, and it's kind of taxed. Ryan Miller, 30 pitches yesterday. Brock Burke, 12 pitches, but Krause and Refferon, 27 and 22. I don't want to trust this Angels bullpen for a full game under. I think I'm going to go first 5 under in this game, in this spot. And for the Twins, let's take a look here what their bullpen situation looks like, which Cole Sands, 30 pitches, Seabar, 19, Blewett, 19, Duran, 17. So they have a pretty fresh bullpen. Probably Cole Sands will be the only pitcher not available today. I think I'm just going to move on the first 5 under in this game and take the bullpens out of it. So the first 5 is a 4 over on Bet365. I noticed with first 5 unders, the best, what do you call it? The best lines for first 5 unders always seem to be Bet365. So first 5 under 4 here for me. Twins and Angels. I look for Detmers to pitch well, and I look for Festa to be able to shut down this Angels offense. So first 5 under 4 here for me. I like to bet Baltimore when they're underdogs. Fair. Twins run line. Fiesta. Festa, Fiesta. Oof, not a twin spot. Never mind. Yeah, tough. Kind of. I would only look Angels in the spot. I think that Detmers pitches well. So it would be Angels or nothing for the side. We move to the final game of the night. I am actually kind of looking to double up on this game a little bit. Let's get into it. we have the LA Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs, Kyle Hendricks and Walker Buehler. This matchup line opened up 177, it's now 178. So a 1 cent line moving here towards the LA Dodgers. Line opened up 9 at minus 110, is now a 9.5 at minus 110. So a half run line movement towards this over here as well. 79% of tickets, 84% of cash on the over. The line's moving towards the over. I actually kind of like the over in this matchup. 88 and 88 on the Dodgers, and it's moved 1 cent in this game. I like fading Walker Buehler. He is someone who's really struggled. On the flip side, Kyle Hendricks does not look good either. 6.61 ERA, 1.90 whip, 4.96 strikeouts per 9, which is 11%, 3.31 walks per 9, a 371 BABIP, a 4.78 FIP, and a 5.19 SIERA. On the flip side, Walker Buehler, 5.29 ERA, 1.82 whip, 7.41 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%, 5.29 walks per 9, a 327 BABIP, a 5.78 FIP, and a 5.39 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Cubbies. Hitting edge goes slightly towards the Dodgers, 123 WRC plus, which is third compared to 122, which is fourth. I'm going to double up on this game. Obviously, it's going to be Cubs money line for me. I'm going to continue my Dodger fade. Much to the chagrin of a lot of people here, I'm going to continue to do that, which I can get plus 160 for the Cubby money line. And I'm going to take the over 9.5 as well, which is minus 105 over on ESPN bets. The only way I see the Cubbies losing this game is Kyle Hendricks having a blow-up start. Is kind of the way I view this game. And I'm seeing 10s in some spots now, so I need to move on that somewhat quick here. Ooh, I'm getting a little bit of a boost here on Fanatics where a little bit of my bet could be at a plus 184 for these Cubs. But plus 160 is the official number there for that. And that's up to a 10 now on Fanatics. So I'm going to hopefully can ESPN bet give me that 9.5. I need to see if I can find a 9.5. This one, and if it is a 9.5, I doubt it'll be a minus 105 anymore. Let's take a look here before I even log in to make sure that I can get the 9.5 at minus 115. I'm fine with that. So let me log in here and get this minus 115 for the over 9.5. This just gives me confidence in this over if it's continuing to move up. Because wow, minus 120 now for this over. So this continues to just climb. Let me just take a look at what Bet365 has for this over. Okay. I'm going to bet it over on Bet365. Oh, never mind. It's minus 120 there. So I guess I will just take the minus 120. Yeah, over 9.5. I just took it at Bet365 there at minus 120. So it's going to be Cubs money line plus 160 and the full game over 9.5 at minus 120 to close out my card here. I look for the Cubs to get to Walker Buehler in this game, and I see Kyle Hendricks a little vulnerable in this game as well. So Cubs in the over for me. Dodgers smash over 9.5. Is Cubs plus 160 good value? The way they're hitting, yeah. I don't know. Cubs can't hit no more. Over 9.5. Also, the wind was blowing in that last series with them. So yeah. Over 9.5, yes. 7-3 Dodgers. At the very least, that would be a split out, and I would just call it a night then. But that is everything for today's card. Got to a decent amount of games, a lot of unders, and then ending my night with an over. So that'll be fun there. We'll quickly recap, and then we will head on out. Jets plus 4.5 in the NFL for me. And then Pirates run line minus 115. Cincinnati, Atlanta under 8.5 minus 115. Baltimore, Boston first 5 under 5 minus 115. LA, Minnesota first 5 under 4 minus 110. Chicago Cubs plus 160 and full game over 9.5 minus 120. Dodger money line. That is extremely juiced. I will never recommend a minus 180 ever. So that is it for this show, though. We have one more comment. Pick a touchdown scorer. Breece Hall. I'll take Breece Hall. He said Garrett Wilson. Don't hate that either. I'll take Breece Hall. Minus 1.5. And Christian anytime touchdown. I mean, that's probably a given at this point, but we'll see. But that is going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I want to thank you guys as always for watching, and good luck.